Hi and welcome to the Dead Ball Area. This week we've again teamed up with Rugby Coach Weekly to look at the 2018 Six Nations, and this time round we're going to look at England's struggles at the breakdown, focusing on their loss to France and looking at a couple of sequences of play from that match that I think perfectly illustrate the issues they're currently having. We'll start with England's first attack of the match from a line out around the 5-minute mark. England's primary objective here is to get across the gain line. Now, traditionally they would be the role of a forward like Nathan Hughes, but with his pace and ability to quickly cover the ground, a better option here is to use Daly. And we can see this works perfectly, and when he takes the ball, Daly is already right up on the gain line and at full pace. He gets way over the line and England have a great primary phase to work off. And we can see the ball is straight to the crown of the ruck and Kerr is able to clear quickly. And we see the now familiar ball in behind to Farrell from Vunipola, who then sends a short runner, in this case Teo, over the advantage line. Now, because Teo is coming onto the ball at pace against the defence that is resetting, he's able to get onto Bastro and Domarou's outside, breaking their tackles. The ref deems him not held and he continues making yards, forcing Grosso to come in and halt him. Now, this is good play. It's constantly moving forward and continually getting through the contact, forces the French defence to fold in. England go again, but this is perhaps a chance to attack the edge of the French defence. Perhaps if May sits wide and attacks this outer edge of the defence, England could again break the line. But either way, May cuts back and makes a reasonably good dart through the defence before getting tackled. And England reset and go again. Now, if we stop here and look at the French defence, we can say they're set nice and early and in two-man units. Now, I think a great option here would have been for Robshaw to take the initial pass and then maybe tip the ball onto Laws, who can cut an angle back against the pass or into the gap. And I think that would have allowed the contact point to be changed right up on the tackle line, committing the defenders and then stopping those two-man units getting dominant hits on the ball carrier, on this occasion Laws, by moving the contact point. It's an okay carry from Laws and France don't contest, and following that Hughes picks and goes, making a couple more yards. And again, France don't compete, but we can see England are now heavily resourcing the rucks. If we look here, we've got 3 cleaners going into an uncontested ruck. Robshaw again picks and goes and is immediately stopped and hit back. It's a poor decision from Robshaw, and this one extra carry has now robbed England of all its forward momentum. Again, England throw some numbers into the breakdown, and in total a third of the English team is involved in or around the breakdown. Laws again carries hard off Kerr and is stopped in almost the exact same point Robshaw was. It's a really narrow attack from England. It's not committing French defenders to the tackle area. So England swing back and play in behind to Ford and Farrell sweeping around. And again, I think we see England maybe miss the potential to break the line. This time we can see as Farrell comes across, May has held his width, but it's so flat Farrell can't risk the pass to him and instead opts to take the contact himself. So now we're up to 8 phases, and even though England aren't really going anywhere, they have narrowed the French defence and there's a big edge for them to attack if they use Teo in behind, or even punch over the gain line with Vitoje into the gaps. Instead, Ford plays to Robshaw, and here's where it all starts to break down. We can see Vitoje is in front of Robshaw, and the other players are already setting up in the next pod. And this means Vitoje has to hold his run so he can clear the ruck, which in turn robs England of any kind of dynamic clear. Vitoje, in fact, ends up on the floor having not cleared anyone out. Now, sensing England's momentum and shape are slipping, France go in on the counter. England eventually recycle and Hughes carries into contact with Teo and Laws hammering him through. England again go for a single carry and launch for his hit and spun, and with Vunipola so shallow on him, he overshoots the clearance and has to come back to clear the ruck. France again see this as an opportunity to counter, and this time completely disrupt England's ball, kicking it downfield, ending their attack. Now, England actually regather and restart their attacking sequence, which ends in a penalty as Vunipola is again isolated and pinged for not releasing. So let's jump forward to 63 minutes, and England again launch an attack off of line-out ball. This time Joseph is the lead runner, but tips the ball onto Simmons right up on the tackle line. It allows Simmons to get through the initial tackle and he's up on the front foot. England are able to generate quick ball, which in turn allows Sinclair to carry hard through the defence. And then again, quick ruck ball allows Haskell to also carry through the tackle line. Sinclair's next carry shows us the momentum is maybe ebbing out of the attack, and on the next phase, England go wide. It's a little bit lateral, but England retain the ball and work back across the pitch. It's not clean execution from England, but they're still moving the point, and we can see it's difficult for France to get a dominant tackle in. The problem is, England's momentum is completely gone, and again we see them rewind to the close side and Joseph is stopped a good 3 or 4 metres behind the last ruck. England again move it across the pitch with one carry from Haskell and then another intricate pass move in behind. The problem is, due to the lack of depth, the attack is very lateral, with players just shipping the ball on and no one taking a decision to challenge the French. As England recycle, we can see that in 5 phases they've gone backwards 5 to 6 metres and are now struggling to get deep and into formation. If we look wide, we can see how flat and disorganised that carry pod is. Part of this is them expecting Laws to carry again, but when the ball comes across, Joseph feeds Simmons, who's almost standing still and on his own. So England are back where they started, and France attack the breakdown and win the penalty. Now throughout these sequences we can see how when England fail to get a dominant carry, the momentum drops out of attack, but conversely we can also see when they get it right they can do some genuine damage. To me it seems that there are 2 key issues. The first is England's inability to change the focal point of the close attack using things like tip-on passes. They're easily targeted and essentially end up giving a 2 versus 1 in favour of the defensive side. Now the second is by not maintaining their depth, the cleaners are ineffective, and England end up overcommitting to the ruck, robbing themselves of structure later on in their attacking sequence. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and supporting them. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to thumbs up and to subscribe to stay up to date with future videos and podcasts. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook, and also don't forget to check out Rugby Coach Weekly for tips and coaching drills to help you and your teammates improve. See you next time.